Why use JS instead of TS? So, I'm studying computer engineering and I've been thinking. If TypeScript is a superset of JS, with static typing and all of that, why do we still use JS, and don't just switch everything for TS? I mean, if it is safer, why don't we use just that? You need to understand JavaScript to understand TypeScript. TypeScript compiles down to JavaScript, so you'll need to understand JS. Some people don't want the build step. Some people think JS doc can work just fine. Proper typing sacrifices early velocity for safety. For some smaller projects, one may not wish to thoroughly type. This might make TS unnecessary. Because JS has been around that long, there is literally tons of it out there, and lots of devs who write JS code can support existing apps. The same can't be said for TypeScript. Yes, it's better from a technical point of view in terms of syntax and typing. But the cost to convert legacy apps and reskill teams isn't something that a lot of businesses see as value adding. Why do we still use JS and don't just switch everything for TS? Because there are a lot of programmers out there that barely know JS and aren't ready to wrap their heads around static typing and the discipline it involves. Also, the setup for TypeScript is non-trivial. A lot of developers just want to edit .js files directly to be loaded with the HTML. No build pipeline required. Not many will start a production app without TypeScript in 2025. But you should realize companies might have a ton of legacy stuff which they haven't migrate. And since you're a newbie, it might be easy for you, but for older devs it's going to be another thing to learn. Off topic. But people who believe AI could replace humans, why don't you migrate all the legacy code base to new languages or frameworks first? Then you'll know how complex programming is. I'm not as experienced as most here, but for me, I started with C, then moved on to Java for college, and now I'm working with Python. I've learned some HTML, CSS, and enough about JS to do the job. I don't really see the need to add extra details with TS. Any front-end bits I do are fine in JS. I presume JS is faster for prototyping, although I do miscompile errors in Python sometimes, which I'm presuming you get with TS. Probably not a valid question for me to answer, but I don't think there's much value in me going a step further and making the extra effort.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next exciting video.